What's up, guys? It's Wally. Today, we're going to be doing some battles with the Trick Room Lunala. Now, if you guys have been in my chat before, then you guys know that my least favorite generation in the Pokemon universe was Generation 7. Now, that's nothing against the Pokemon in Generation 7. Those were actually some of my favorite, in complete honesty. But it was really just the games themselves. Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, not that great, and I didn't like the fact that they took out the gyms. However, like I said before, that's not to say that they didn't have some really great Pokemon. And the two legendaries from that game are really incredible as well. And we used Solgaleo a handful of videos ago. I love its ability, I love its moves, and I love the attack stat that it has as well. But when it comes to Lunala, I love this thing because of its utility. Now, it does have Trick Room, which is great because with its Shadow Shield, you're pretty much going to tank that first hit. It acts in the same way as Multiscale, where the first hit that you end up taking at full HP, or any time that you're at full HP, I should say, it reduces it by half. So even if it's something that's going to be a 4x effective move, it should be able to tank it because it pretty much brings it down to 2x effective move. And that's great because I know it does have that 4x weakness to Ghost and Dark. So, again, a really great thing to be able to kind of avoid that. But if you do want to Terastallize into Dark, that's a good way to kind of take that away from you and also be able to tank that first move as well. But that's a long-winded way of me basically saying it's a great Trick Room setter. And not just that, but it also has Wide Guard as well. And that's great because, like I said, in Regulation G, there are a lot of Pokemon that have a lot of spread moves. Glacial Lance, Astral Barrage, Precipice Blades, Origin Pulse, Water Spout, everything like that. So it's really nice to have a Wide Guard Pokemon on your team, and Lunala has the ability to do that. But if you want to have it out there as just a straight-on special attacker, this thing does some serious damage. And especially with Indeedee setting the Psychic Terrain, if you end up going with the Expanding Force, I mean, you guys have seen on Armarouge, Iron Crown, a lot of other Pokemon, but Lunala does some serious damage when you end up using it with that. And not just that, but it also has another exclusive move called Moongeist Beam. It's a really, really strong stab move, and Lunala does some serious work with it. Not just that, but if you end up putting it out there with Alcremie as well, Alcremie can go Decorate, you'll end up raising your attack and special attack by 2 stages every time you use it, and Lunala's Expanding Force and Moongeist Beam are going to do some serious damage, even if the Pokemon ends up resisting it. So that's why I think Alcremie and Lunala are going to be great out there together, along with Indeedee and Lunala too. But in all honesty, I'm just really excited to use this thing again. Again, I think it's a really cool Pokemon, and the fact that you can now tear away from your 4x weaknesses is really incredible. And again, the fact that you do have the Shadow Shield really helps out too. So I'm excited to see what we can do with it in Scarlet and Violet. And also a big thank you out to our buddy Nez, who's the one who allowed me to use this team. So Nez, thank you very much, man. So we'll get into some battles, but before we do, as always, if you guys are new here, just tap in chat, please make sure to go down and hit the subscribe button. If you guys do enjoy the video, please make sure to drop a like too. But let's get into the battles. Now it looks like we're starting off with a pretty interesting team here. Yeah, I honestly, again, don't really think that any of the future Paradox Mons are really great pairings with Miraidon, despite the fact that it sets the electric terrain. But if there was one that I think was going to work, definitely thought it was going to be Iron Leaves, and mainly because it works on pretty much any terrain, in my opinion. So, I think that's a pretty cool pairing. The rest of this is going to be a little tough, don't get me wrong, but we're gonna figure this out. So let's end up starting these two. And then in the back... I kind of want to go with Alcremie just to be able to get the Decorates, because those might actually be pretty important down the line. And then let's actually end with... Let's go with Urshifu. Never think that Urshifu is really a bad idea. And if we're able to get the Trick Room up, again, it will underspeed a lot of things because of that Power Bracer. So, yeah, I think this is gonna be pretty good. And plus, even though it is water, it's the Rapid Strike one, it does have a Poison Terror, which is gonna help too. Maybe not against Psychic, but against Fairy 100%. Yeah, we know. Ooh, Speed Heightened too. That means we get the Psychic Terrain up though. Thankfully, we're slower than Miraidon, so we're gonna get that big benefit right there too. And we're gonna get a special defense increase too. Which ain't gonna help too much against Iron Leaves because it is a physical attacker, but still. So let's go Trick Room. And let's also go Follow Me. I was almost about to hit double Trick Room right there, and that would have been bad. But thankfully we didn't do that. So let's see what happens here. Question is, do they swap out Miraidon? They do not. I thought maybe they would do that just to be able to get terrain back, but... Oh, but that's fine. We do obviously tank the hell out of that, which is fantastic. That's going to be rough, though. That'll definitely KO. That's okay, though. We kind of knew that was going to happen, which is unfortunate, don't get me wrong. But, again, a super effective move like that and a strong one coming from a strong attacker like Iron Leaves makes a lot of sense. So, let's go with Alcremie here. I would imagine, I haven't looked at the speeds, but I would imagine the Alcremie is going to be a little bit slower, which means it's going to be a little bit faster. So let's go for the Let's go with the... Oh, man. I kind of want to just go for a Moongeist Beam over there. But I also want to take out Miraidon. Sorry. Let's go for the Expanding Force, and let's also go for the... let's go for the Decorate, too. Alright, that's good. That's good, actually. If they stay in... Okay, well, that's not going to do a ton to Goldengo, but maybe a +2 will actually do some good work. Double switch, that's fine. Question is, do we knock any of these guys out? Probably Lando, but definitely not Goldengo, I would imagine. Yay, Decorate. I love it coming from that Alcremie, too. That's really awesome. So now we're +2. It's a big help. We'll get Expanding Force. Yeah, and one more and Goldengo's gone. So that's perfect. And I don't think any of the mons that they have Wide Guard, so I don't think they're going to be able to really block that. But here's all they have to do. And the reason why we're just going to go for a Moongeist Beam. Oh, hold on though. Because let me think about this. It's going to be tough for Lunala just because if Goldengo goes for a Shadow Ball, Lunala is going to have some issues. The Psychic Ghost and everything, that's rough. So we're actually going to Terrestrialize into Ghost. I'm sorry, into Dark. My bad. Let's go Moongeist Beam over there. And let's Decorate again, too. Again, it's possible that they just go for a... it's very possible they just go for a Make It Rain, don't get me wrong. But, at the same time, if you really want to knock out Lunala, that would be the way to go. Yeah, in all honesty, I don't think we need to Decorate here, but, you know. And the reason why I didn't end up going with the Expanding Force was because I was actually kind of expecting them to go with a swap out to get the Electric Terrain back. Crit at +4, you gotta love that. But we'll be alright, they do go for a Make It Rain. Yeah. But Lunala tanks that because of the Shadow Shield. And Alcremie actually tanks that too, that's pretty dope. Ooh, actually, White Herb, that's... You know what, especially if you're gonna spam Make It Rain, it's not a bad call. Not a bad call. There's that Electric Terrain. How much longer do we have a Trick Room? We got 2 more. That's actually a really big help. So I'm going to Moongeist Beam over into Miraidon. They still have Terra, they do. Let's go Moongeist Beam into Miraidon, although it's possible they Protect. That would be rough. Let's go for the Dazzling Gleam, too. Okay, I think they're just going to Terrestrialize into Fairy here. It's the only thing that would really kill us here is normal. But obviously that's not normal. We're going to be good here. +4 on Moongeist Beam. Yeah, no. No. Just no. You know. Perfect. And everybody say goodbye to Miraidon. Thanks, buddy. And I think we should be good. We're going to end up losing Alcremie right here, which is unfortunate, but we're going to be fine. Lunala goes down to about half. Not even half, which means that we'd actually be able to survive for about 2 more turns. And plus, we still have Urshifu, which is really huge too. And they're going to end up resisting Make It Rain, if that's what they end up going with. So, that'll be even better. Yeah, I felt like we were going to be fine from that perspective, so really happy that we actually were. And there we go. I think that's going to be it right here. They do have the speed now, don't get me wrong, but... Oh, never mind. Urshifu actually... Oh, cool. Did we have one more turn of Trick Room and I just missed it? Either way, though, still happy that we're able to get that. Again, I think at... Pardon me, I can't even talk right now. After we ended up knocking out Miraidon, I figured we were going to be fine. Again, they were the one that I was most worried about because they're going to be able to change terrain. And also with Iron Leaves as well. So I'm glad that they weren't able to get back out on the field together again after that first turn. So glad we ended up coming out with the victory on that one. Glad we got up to +4 too. Good game. Well, looks like we're going to be facing a Groudon here, which actually is good because we do have Wide Guard on Lunala. That would actually be a pretty good way to start, especially if we ended up going with these two. I only say that because we could always go Trick Room with Indeedee and go for the Wide Guard if need be. Either way, let's end up going with those two. And then in the back, I think we're going to actually bring Emboar, which I know seems ridiculous. However... Again, we do have Wild Charge, Close Combat, but Head Smash and Flare Blitz. The good thing about Flare Blitz is the fact that obviously with the Sun Up, that's going to do serious damage. But if Groudon ends up, hold on, I'm also going to go Urshifu too. But I was going to say with Emboar with the Head Smash. Is if Groudon ends up terastallizing into fire for some reason, which is very possible. I know it's a common Terra. You can always go with the Head Smash to be able to knock it out. And with a 150 power, yeah, I don't think that that's going to necessarily survive. Although they are pretty strong in physical defense, so it is possible, I guess. But, okay. Alright, this is fine. This is fine. Special defense boost, that really ain't going to help us right here. 2 physical attackers across the way. We'll be okay, though. So it looks like we're going to have to go with the Trick Room with Lunala. And let's go follow me. And we might have to go Helping Hand after this and everything. Yeah, we'll get the light. No, they'll get the light screen, pardon me. That's going to be fine. That just means that this is going to be a pretty tough matchup. It's fine. It's a little rough. It's a little rough. I wonder if we should... Problem with terastallizing, though... The problem with terastallizing really is just the fact that then we'd be weak to the Spirit Break. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go Moonguy's Beam over there, and let's swap into Emboar. Because here's the good thing. Is if we bring Emboar out right here and we decide to go for something like the Close Combat, if they end up terastallizing, love that shiny. If they end up terastallizing, then we would end up being able to have at least a neutral move with, that's unfortunate. A neutral move with Lunala then. Yeah, they ain't doing much. That's unfortunate. Yeah, and they're probably pretty much going to get like all their health back with the lefties. So here's what we're going to end up doing. Going to actually go Moongeist Beam over there this time. And let's go for the close combat. And let's see if we can catch them off guard and have them not Terra. That's fair. Yeah, so we shouldn't have said Trick Room. That's okay, though. We're still going to be alright. The blue pig, man. Alright. Sweet. That's beautiful. Spirit Break. Okay, yeah, so I guess we end up losing Emboar. That's my bad, but that's alright, man. We ended up taking out Ting Lu with that. That's actually going to be really good, because then our special attackers here are going to have a little bit of a better time. I'm actually going to bring in Urshifu on this one. Question is, who are they bringing out next, though? That's fair. Alright. We can't really Terra here. That's the downside. But we can Wide Guard. So let's go for the Wide Guard. But at that point, if we do Wide Guard, then we can actually go for the Poison Jab. And Terra Poison. And the only reason why I'm doing that is because with them, with the Spirit Break, they'd be able to have a super effective move. That'd be a little tough. So let's do that. I know it seems dumb, but at least we'll resist a Spirit Break, and we'll get a super effective move over on them. And again, as long as we're able to continue to go with a Wide Guard, we'll be okay. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. Fire? You do not have Terra Blast. You do not have Terra Blast. We underspeed both? That's awesome. Okay, please just don't be Terra Blast. Okay, good. Woo! Okay, that makes me feel so much better. That's awesome. And the awesome thing, too, is Poison Jab is actually going to be a neutral move over there now, too. My goodness, man. Okay, sorry, man. I was having a bit of a heart attack there for a sec. What do they have left? Ooh, nice. It's even nicer because we do have Trick Room up for one more. So I should go for the Wide Guard again, but I'm actually going to go for the Expanding Force. And we're also going to go for the Poison Jab up there. And let's try to take them out. Again, we do have the spread move here for one more turn. We can always bring Indeedee right back in. But, no, feel good about this. Oh, I would feel a lot better if we ended up doing more damage, though. That's not bad. They still went with the Precipice Blades, but they do miss on Urshifu, and that's huge, in all honesty. And Lunala hangs in there. If only for a little bit longer. Okay, so we may be a little screwed here. Gonna do our best, though. It's fine. Let's bring Indeedee right back in. Yay. Alright, try to go for the Trick Room. And let's go for the Detect. Probably not the smartest move, but I'm gonna hope. It might have been. Hold on now. Hold on now. This may hit, but I don't know if it KOs. Let's go. That's huge. Alright, so here's what we do then. I think we can just go for a, should we just double over there? That's the question. Let's go with... We're on the psychic terrain. I'm gonna guess that that's... Here's the thing. If the poison jab isn't enough, we'll have the psychic to be able to KO. Let's hope this is enough, though. It's not. And of course, this time we get the poison. That's okay, though. We're gonna be fine. We'll get the psychic. We'll take them out. And now they only have, I think, just single target attack moves. Let's see if that is the case, because that would be extremely huge here. That's rough. Yeah, but we had to take out... We really had to take out Groudon, though. Okay, it's Life Orb. That's actually a big help, because that little extra damage might be enough to do it. So let's go for the Psychic over here, and let's hope that the Psychic terrain is going to help out enough to be able to take it out. Thankfully, it's not AV. Let's go. Indeedee holding it down at the end. Very happy about that. Man, Lunala actually did some pretty good work there. Again, just showing its utility. It's able to set Trick Room. It's able to go Wide Guard to be able to stop the Precipice Blades. And not just that, but it does some really good damage with the Expanding Force and also the Moongeist Beam. So, really good game on that one. Uh-oh, not only 2 Fake Out Mons, but also a Wide Guard Mon too. Not necessarily, ideally, what we want to see to start with, but we'll be okay here. Here's what I'm going to do. We're going to start with Lunala. Actually, I don't mind just starting the 2 of them. What are they going to do? They can't fake out Lunala, so, you know, right? So we're fine on that side. So let's go with those 2, and then in the back, Alcremie could actually be a pretty big help here too, in all honesty. Let's go Alcremie, and then let's end up bringing... Urshifu might actually bring Urshifu. I was thinking about Emboar potentially, but we'd have a couple issues with that. So let's go back with Urshifu too. But man, the power that Emboar actually had was insane, man. With that Choice Band, it does so much damage. I mean, able to Oko and, you know, a Ting-Lu was actually pretty insane. I mean, it wasn't, you know, it wasn't like, you know, all the way full up to HP, but at the same time, still pretty close to it. Yep, that's fair. Alright, so let's get our terrain. Thank you. Alright, so we'll be able to go for a Follow Me here, because I would imagine they're going to go Ivy Cudgel. I don't know, something else here. Either way, let's go for the Trick Room. Let's go for the Follow Me. And then, honestly, on the next one, we can probably, if we both survive, we can go for the singular Psychic over there, and then we can go Moongeist Beam over into the pond. But not a contact move, so if they end up going Spiky Shield, not going to do damage to us. It's just going to be a nuisance, you know, just to protect. Well, that's a problem, but at least we didn't have an item, right? Okay, so we lose Indeedee. We're not going to be able to get that. However, here is the positive. We'll get the Trick Room. we will be able to bring out Alcremie. We are going to have to terrestrialize here, though. That's going to be the downside, because if they have knockoff, that's going to be a problem. So let's do that. Let's go with the Moongeist Beam over there, and let's go for the Decorate. Why would that start up at Minchao, you know? Why would I want to decorate the enemy? Either way, though. I mean, actually, I guess if you are, say you're facing something like an Enamorous or something, if they have, I'm sorry, not Defiant, Contrary. They have Contrary. You can always do that to them, and they go -2 in both attack and special attack. So that actually would be a pretty cool strategy. So I get that, but Minchao is not one of those mons. We could have just went with the Expanding Force. It's alright, we'll get them down to Sash. It's fine, here comes a knockoff. And that will knock off our Clear Amulet, which is rough, don't get me wrong, but still. Good, we resist that. Don't resist that, but still. Not ideal. Let's go for the Expanding Force on this one, though. Let's go for the Decorate. Yeah, they're not going to go for another, they're not going to go for a Wide Guard here, if they haven't already, you know? So there we go. We'll get the Decorate. Now we'll have a +4 Expanding Force on the terrain. Yeah. That's a lot of damage. So let's see who comes out next. I'm guessing they have hands in the back. I don't know why. I just feel like that's going to be the case, you know? Ooh, that looks like GU. Yeah, that's GU. Well, at least we have the speed. That's going to be huge, in all honesty. So let's go for the Moongeist Beam over there. And let's go Dazzling Gleam. That's fair. It's a good call, in all honesty. I'm guessing they're going to go Heat Wave. Good damage. No damage. No damage. Thank you very much. That would have KO'd, I think. I think we would have been donezo on that one. In all honesty, as long as we knock out Miraidon here, I think we're fine. We didn't even have to see if we were going to be. That ended up just being a dub right there. Dude, honestly, I actually really like this Lunala. I mean, again, with the Clear Amulet and the fact that you have Decorate on Alcremie just to power it up and it won't end up losing it, despite the fact that we got knocked off, so we could have. But for the most part, you won't. It's just really insane. Again, that damage, absolutely fantastic. Makes me want to build a Lunala of my own. Good game. So like I said earlier, the utility of Lunala is absolutely insane. I mean, not only do you have Shadow Shield, which is basically an ability where when you're at max HP, whatever move ends up hitting you, it pretty much reduces it by 50%. So it's essentially like multi-scale that Dragonite has. But that's just great because that means that first move just ain't going to do that much to you, which means that even if they go with like a spread move or 2 spread moves to be able to hit you, even if you go with a Follow Me, Lunala is going to tank that first one and will have a really good opportunity to tank that second one as well. And the fact that I can set Trick Room, go with Wide Guard, or just be an extremely strong mon with Moongeist Beam and even Expanding Force on that Psychic terrain is just incredible. And when you pair it up with something like Alcremie with Decorate, to be able to go up to a +2 in their special attack without having the, I guess, detriment of potentially losing any of that with like a Snarl, it's just so great. And again, Alcremie is a great mon to have out there too because it's got a little bit of bulk. Does obviously, like I said, have the Decorate to benefit Lunala and pretty much any other mon on the team if you want. Also has Dazzling Gleam and Encore, where if you're in Trick Room and you see a mon that ends up using something that you want to essentially Encore them into, it's perfect because Alcremie is going to underspeed them. You're going to get them pretty much trapped into that. But again, Lunala is just such a great Pokemon. Again, makes me really want to build one of my own. So I might end up doing that. Maybe next week or something we'll put out another video. But either way, Big thank you out to our buddy Nez, who was the one that put this team together and allowed me to use it. So again, dude, thank you so much. But thank you guys very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, make sure to drop a like. We'll see you guys next time.